When immigrants used to come to America, assimilating into our culture wasn't an option, it was a requirement. So if you wanted to work for Henry Ford, you would have to attend the Ford English School, where his students would be taught English and were permitted to speak English only. And they would study U.S. civics, U.S. history, the Constitution, democratic ideals, civic duties, to obey the law, and patriotism. He called it the Ford Americanization program. And upon graduation, they would have a melting pot ceremony in which his employees would line up on the far side of this staircase in their native attire with native flags. They would then get changed and walk across this melting pot stage dressed as Americans and holding American flags to emerge on the other side, assimilated and welcomed into American culture. Because Henry Ford and Americans like him understood what a great place America was, that it was worth protecting, and what an amazing gift it was to offer citizenship to people from around the world, and that assimilation should be the bare minimum requirement for that gift. That if you want to come to America, you have to embrace America. And Henry Ford loved America and loved Americans.
It's not immigration if that doesn't happen. It shouldn't be up to a guy who has a great company. It should be the policy of the United States. You want to come here, you got to learn English, and we got to make sure you learn English. We'll provide the ESL teachers, but you got to pass actual quizzes, and you got to learn our history. You have to
civics.
Yes, you have to. So on the one hand, how bad was it even 100 years ago when Ford had to do that because the country wasn't doing that? And I'll say this: if you are not assimilating when you become here, it's not immigrants, it now is invaders.
Right, and
That's
we've
right.
seen that phenomena under the Democrats, under President Biden and Kamala Harris, the non-border czar. So we've seen absolutely the ramifications of when you come over here and you have an anti-American, even anti-speaking English kind of a mindset. But in Ford's time period, remember, the turn of the century, you saw a lot of immigrants coming from, let's say, the southern part of Europe. Could have been Italians, could have been Greeks, could have been Spanish. Ford had a problem with some of those southern immigrants. He wanted more of the northern English, German, Norwegians from a Protestant background versus a Catholic background in the southern part of Europe.
Well, I mean, let's get the hard part on the table. He clearly, in the 1930s, was a bit of a eugenicist.
Yes.
And he was also somebody who admired Hitler. You know, it's a fact, the only American in all of Mein Kampf, Hitler's book, that is talked about positively is Henry Ford. Now, that doesn't erase what we just saw here. He's right about that. And you made a great point, too. But I would challenge you, just your language. It's not just anti-English or anti-American. If you don't come here to love this country, it's not anti. If you're not pro-America, if you're not coming to a place of opportunity because of the way we do business, because of our laws, our Constitution, if you are not a lover of the United States, don't come.